Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about AMC. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about AMC, where I think AMC stock is actually going to be headed this week. Now, obviously, I do want people to know that, there has definitely been a lot more media attention for a stock like AMC. So, basically being able to underline where the stock is actually going to go based on its movement alone is going to be kind of tough to say. But with optimism, a lot of people are super optimistic that AMC stock is going to kind of be starting to go on an upward trend. The reason I say this is because, things have definitely been looking up for companies like AMC. Obviously, one of the companies that got hit hardest by the pandemic altogether, right? They lost $4.59 billion in the year of 2020. So now that theaters have now reopened up back in New York City, now things have started to reopen up back up in California. A lot more people are really getting optimistic on basically where AMC stock is going to be headed. Some people are guessing $20, $30, $50. You have some people who are guessing $400. Now, I do want people to know that obviously nothing I say in my videos is financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But AMC stock does have the potential chance to hit all those prices. It's just going to be based on its overall ability for the stock to actually move up. Now, everyone knows that AMC does have a decent amount of short position in its stock itself. So basically being able to read on how the stock is going to react is going to be kind of tough. But if the stock is put in a situation where the stock starts going upward fast enough, this has to make the shorts actually cover their positions, which does put the stock up kind of in a position where the stock will actually squeeze. And for me personally, I do actually think that AMC stock is going to go through a short squeeze. I don't think we've actually seen it yet altogether, but I do think that there is a huge opportunity to capitalize on this. And the reason I say this is because unlike GameStop, GameStop stock basically did go through the same thing. But with AMC, when it was on its way up to basically do the same thing that GameStop was actually going to do on itself, a lot of the brokerages actually limited trading, which did not allow AMC stock to actually be able to go through a short squeeze. But like I said, the opportunity does remain, and a lot of people do have high analyst price targets on AMC. For me, I do think AMC stock is going to hit about $20 to $25 just based on business fundamentals alone. Like I said, the company is never a bad company. I mean, the company has always been making money. Yes, the popularity of streaming services has taken a little bit of hit on AMC's business altogether. But overall speaking, the company was profitable. The company was doing very, very well. It just happened to be one of the businesses that got severely affected by the overall pandemic. And like I said, it's been on its way to recovery. Even if we take a look at the 3-month chart altogether, the stock is up 420%. And even taking a look at the 1-year chart, it's up 299%. So the stock has definitely been getting a lot more attention. What kind of started as a meme stock has definitely gained a lot more traction. A lot of Reddit investors, a lot of big time investors as well, have probably put money into AMC stock and are kind of waiting for the same thing that happened to GameStop. Now, I do want people to understand that yes, AMC stock does have the potential to squeeze, and I do think that eventually, if put in the right circumstance, AMC stock will go through a short squeeze. But I also want people to understand as well, people should not be holding the stock for just those reasons alone, because it could sometimes take a very long time. With GameStop, people had talked about the GameStop short squeeze for such a long time. Everyone knew that people held a lot of short positions in GameStop. With AMC, it is the same thing, but hedge funds and all these people who are shorting the stock are probably now going to be a lot more careful because they don't want to get burned the same way they actually did with GameStop as well. But AMC stock is still a relatively decent investment, a stock that is definitely going to see a lot more upside potential just due to the simple fact that the economy is now reopening back up. States are reopening back up. People have now kind of, like I said, businesses have kind of been reopening back up in all the states. Movie theaters are now reopened once again, and New York and California being two of the biggest box offices for AMC as a company, this is definitely going to shed some light on its kind of future outlook. Its Q1 and Q2 earnings are definitely going to be a lot better than its Q4 earnings. Like I said, this company does have a lot of upside potential. Now, like I said, that vaccines are now rolling out. People basically expecting things to kind of go back to normal by the end of the year. This is actually not too shabby of an investment at $13.59. I think AMC Entertainment at $13.59, like I said, is still a pretty good investment. I think the stock does have a lot of upside potential. I think the stock does have a lot of potential to hit $20, $25, even $30. Obviously, the biggest concern with people right now is how much debt AMC is actually taking on as an overall company. Now, the company has taken around $8 billion in debt, which is a lot of debt, but the fact that AMC hasn't not really got any help from basically any stimulus or anything like that. The company has kind of had to fend on its own. The company was able to able to sell some stock to kind of keep itself afloat. It avoided bankruptcy altogether, which is a very good sign for the company. I don't think AMC stock is going to go anywhere. I don't think AMC as a company is going to go anywhere either. I don't think the company is going to go bankrupt because, like I said, for me, I personally do believe in the business model. I definitely do believe in the business fundamentals. I think AMC is a great company. I do think that the stock does have a lot of potential to hit all-time highs. But for me, I think it's AMC trying to take a more innovative strategy on how it's going to tackle future competition. Disney Plus and Netflix are only getting more popular. And although I don't think there's a direct correlation between streaming services and the actual movie theater, I think they're completely different. With quarantine and the pandemic, people have kind of gotten used to, just watching movies at home. And a lot of, companies like Netflix have been dropping movies that were shown in movie theaters on their streaming services. So it may make people reluctant to kind of go to the movie theater once again. But with a lot of pent-up demand, a lot of people have not been able to go to the movie theater for a very long time. This is also going to help its future outlook as well. Like I said, because of the pandemic, a lot of people were not able to go out. A lot of people were not been able to experience the things they would usually do on a normal today basis. So this is definitely going to help its future outlook as far as returning business. Now, people are still speculative. People still don't want to go out. So it may take a little bit more time for AMC to actually make a full recovery. But for me, I do think that this stock is a very good long-term hold. I think this stock does have a lot of upside potential. I think if AMC does take a little bit more of an innovative strategy, this company can be great once again. I don't like to compare AMC to stocks or companies like Blockbuster. The reason that is because, that was a completely different scenario with stocks like AMC. With so many kind of media attention around the stock now, with a lot of Reddit investors holding large positions in it, and AMC holding a decent amount of short position. There's people out there who are motivated to make AMC stock actually go through a short squeeze. People wanting to basically do the same thing they did with GameStop. And like I said, it always is a possibility. But if you even take a look at AMC from an investment standpoint, like I said, the company's still relatively decent investment. The company before the pandemic was never losing money. It's always been a profitable business model. The company has always been making money. And a lot of people are definitely starting to get more bullish on AMC as an overall stock. AMC has definitely gotten a couple of analyst upgrades. People putting more faith in the overall stock in itself. Kind of right time, right situation as states have started to reopen up. Movie theaters have now restarted to open up, and people are expecting a full recovery by the end of the year. People neglected stocks like AMC, Dave & Buster's, movie theaters, airlines, because those stocks did not really strive too well in the state of a pandemic. People shifted a lot of their money towards tech and the EV market. But now that, the pandemic is slowly starting to go away, people are now starting to rotate money back into these stocks because these stocks or these companies are very, very profitable companies. They're just companies that, like I said, did not see really the bright side of the pandemic. They struggled a lot. Obviously, these businesses focus on pretty close proximity spaces as a form of business model, so they weren't able to really succeed. But now that people are optimistic of a full recovery, these stocks are definitely going to see a lot of higher upside potential, and they're definitely going to be kind of going up in the long term. But I also want people to understand too that, patience is definitely key when it comes to investing. You definitely have to be patient, especially if you're bullish on the overall stock in itself. Then the day-to-day ups and downs do not really matter. But AMC will have its time. I do think AMC will go through a squeeze, but it's almost impossible to time. You never know what's going to happen. GameStop's short squeeze just happened randomly. So it's not like someone can actually physically time the overall short squeeze in itself. But like I said, given the right circumstance, I do think that AMC does have that potential chance to go through a short squeeze. I do think AMC stock is going to be hitting $20 pretty soon. And I do think that AMC stock is a very good investment. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you think of the AMC stock. Do you guys think AMC stock is going to go through a short squeeze?